with the judge, able to take BCJ and the spike down, so they already know what they're up against. There's not really any way now for XSET to pull the wool over their eyes as they just kind of get whittled down, which is kind of the expectation when you don't really have an investment going into it.
I remember when you were bronzes were the
Sentinels,
times.
they do kind of heavy rotate over to try to guard the spike. It does get picked up, but there was an elimination.
I recently watched a video of when I 1v1 Tyson.
They dropped it again through the middle, and it's just down to one.
Woo! Let's fucking go, Tyson!
Around with the judge. Very convincing, controlling setups again from Sentinels.
Yeah, I mean, there really was not a whole lot that XSET could say about this round, now being the one that's most important. And yeah, again, I imagine that we'll see them kind of open up with something a little bit more heavy-handed for when I'm telling them how they're lining up. They're not putting their Cypher outside A early on.
Tyson and I are going
they're having him kind of put a tripwire down to watch the C flank, and so
redo
it leads me to believe that they're really going to be looking to get a little bit more heavy-handed over towards
now
the middle,
that I have improved.
just because of the way they're setting up their Asher and their Sky.
So I will be getting styled and killed every single time, like last time.
87% of the audience does.
I didn't know how a breach ult works, so I killed myself with a breach ult because he told me you were supposed to place it on yourself.
There's only a 1% difference between that and Sentinel's win rate on this map, which is 88%. So they line up pretty well.
Yeah. XSET, we'll get a little bit more forward through Garage
this time
this time
over 30
around.
matches played, by the way. It's not like a soft 88% win rate.
Yeah,
That's
Brim, sorry.
Proven 88% win rate as Garage has been taken by XSET. So first step accomplished. They're trying to set up the C-split.
Stick has been red, though. Trying to get spammed out. Has to use a curveball to get away in the hot hands to self-sustain, which allows BCJ with the spike to actually get onto the C side. Again, Dapper is the first defender that is here. Stick has rotated, also to try to help out. Dapper in the mix, though, was able to find one, get the cyber cage in play to stay alive after the initial exchange. Shazam working his way into sight will make sure they find a second. And once more, XSET completely stuffed from their initial play, and now 10's in the back. Oh, not like this.
Yes, let's go. Holy fuck.
And now Dap has to wonder what exactly to do from here.
Easy.
Get into the fetal position and kiss your butt goodbye, I guess.
Thank you for the gifted sub.
It's going to be a tough one. He does not have spike possession. He does not have time. There's really not a whole lot of hope for him in this one. And that just boils down to when this map is so large and you're an attacking team and you have no presence on one side of the map and your first attack kind of starts to fold and you're being forced to pivot, you can never do so safely because you never know who's waiting on the other side. And with Tins being such an aggressive player, he will, not fear pressing up along A and getting in. Because when they put that recon on C site, XSET knew they couldn't keep coming to C. There was too much of defense in place. They had to rotate somewhere else. Unfortunately for them, since they left A, unmanned for so long, Tins was able to get in behind, be that flank, and
Moz, let me know when you feel ready to take it out of sub-only mode.
With just some shares,
I leave it up to you to decide.
So, not a whole lot to work with.
I tried out the new Ghost skin today after picking it up. Don't even consider buying it. Dude, I told you.
Yeah, the bonus being successful for the defense, though, puts Sentinels in a comfortable position off the rip. Curveball even coming through. That's actually going to stall a number of players from XSET who are pushing very aggressively through Garage, but Nebula will make sure the play can still stay alive. Once more on the Dapper. Trapwire able to find one elimination for Frisick also.
Oh my god.
It will be a pinstrike kill feed for a time until XSET with the pistols will actually turn things around, win the site, and also beyond that collect some weapons to play with.
Yeah, they're doing great. They keep the Spectres in play. Now they've picked up a couple of Phantoms as well. They've got full control of this site. They have a 3-on-2. The only person with low health is Pure, who has been darted and is now being run down.
Oh, what?
Aaron, though, saves him from long C, putting Shazam in a very tough situation here. He is kind of boxed in as well. Doesn't really have an escape route. He was committed. Pure catches him on the stairwell. And so, wow, even with low weaponry, XSET able to just kind of force their way through that C side, get some efficient trading, and make things happen. So, props to them. Another storyline I wanted to throw out there, if you don't mind there, Mr. Shift, is these two teams have not played each other in about 5 months. They haven't played each other since Stage 1 of VCT. However, back then, Sentinels beat XSET in both Challengers events, and they 2-0'd them both times. And then
I think it's easier for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Exactly. Those are 2 of the 3 that we have here. So history very well could repeat itself. Yeah. But I'll say this much, for XSET, that is an absolutely incredible timing off of a Thrifty. Things starting to look dire. And you have to give credit, I think, just the utility placement to get C Garage and make sure that Dapper is tested from 2 lines of sight and not just the same normal 1 through long.
No, I couldn't agree with you more there, Shift. I think that was a really good multi-pronged attack there from XSET, making the most out of what they had. A little early Hunter's Fury here from Shazam is starting to penetrate through a lobby here, try to get some intel, does get a couple of tags. It's a bit of a read, but we see that XSET are looking to use those Seekers to get into this B site. Pure being the tip of the spear, smokes are up, but Gravels are countering to slow XSET down a little bit, but they're still finding entries, but again, it's all the time for Dapper to rotate.
That's dangerous news because he has an Earl that finds a second elimination.
Okay.
He's through the Nebula for a third. Also knows, of course, that the fourth is nearby.
Nice.
Juggling all the weapons,
Well
but
played.
Tens will beat Dapper to the punch to find the spy versus spy battle of both Cyphers. And that will mean that Sentinels go up 4-1. And realistically, you thought for a second that XSET had avoided a lot of the initial damage. The Seekers very well could have given them the information of how they wanted to break through B, but like you mentioned, Dapper, quick on the rotation, comes through, and he's now 6-2 through just 5 rounds.
Yeah, that was basically the chess match of the two Astros placing their pieces on the board, right? You know, and you got stars going all over the place. Yeah, they had the smokes on both links, and they had the Seekers to get in B side, but again, that grab well from Zoms slowed their entry into B to allow Dapper to rotate, and he was able to pop off and really shut that thing down. We're back onto another full buy versus full buy. XSET this time looking to test the waters at A little bit more heavy-handedly, sending Depth and company forward through long immediately. He's kind of leaving Aaron as a flank watch behind.
The execution looks like it does want to go through on the more standard XSET timing, but is right because Tens up top, but he actually swapped over to the pistol for a second.
Yes, Tyson!
Does it find 2? A little bit of damage into Zekin, but the exchange will be even, and with that, XSET will be able to get the plant off, no problem.
Trailblazer sent through the low side as well here from Zekin, already picking up on that retake point. Aaron under heaven. Owl Drone's going to spot Dapper and dart him and force him back. Otherwise, he would get spammed or shock darted. So they're really slowing down the progression of this retake and setting up their chances to win very high.
Cosmic Divide, though, comes through. Sentinels looking to bridge their retake. And Aaron's going to be tagged by Spot Game. He's going to be out of the play for a time, but the Hot Hands will actually try to clear some players away from this early corner, but it doesn't actually give as much clearance as I think Sentinels were initially expecting. It is just now down to the Dapper. 1v2, knows that Aaron is on top of the boxes, finds the first kill. Does he know where the second is? Sees him, but just a touch too late. BCJ with the Sheriff on the secondary comes out of the holster, finds the elimination. He gets
Did you see that Dapper's notes just chewed up? I didn't, but I'm guessing it was his Zom that did that.
I mean, just being able to get up along A when Sentinels were still actually droning into sewer. So they did not have a read on how quickly XSET got to the top of long, and it really caught Shazam off guard there. Tens able to get a couple of kills and at least give them a fighting chance, but XSET again able to get a good Trailblazer to the lower side, get a good read on the timing. They also darted Dapper off A heaven very early on, and that Cosmic Divide, you know, just didn't really hurt XSET a whole lot because they were all playing inside side anyway. As we are going to see XSET look to put some pressure on long C, but there is an op now in play for Tens.
Love this as well. Early tag, BCJ going in towards the Hunter's Fury, finds the kill to Dapper, but Sentinels still have members on the site. Lots of smokes and cyber cages, providing some distraction, which Sick takes advantage of for 2. The Blaze Wall was there to try to keep him safe, but Def finds some favor spamming through it, but the hit is still on, and Zoms is actually still technically on this site, but the shock darts are so well played from BCJ. Secures the kill, and with that, maybe even around 3v2 they go.
Oh my god.
Yeah, very good back and forth
there.
So
smart,
XSET obviously wanting to capitalize on the Hunter's Fury, getting the pick onto Dapper, but Sick did a really good job with the hot hands, kind of slowing down their progression through long C, but
his
big kills from BCJ through the Cosmic Divide.
Yeah, save that off.
Those shock darts on the Zoms gave XSET the advantage, and now ultimately the victory, as Tens never really could get in the position with this operator to help retake, and they were down a man for quite some time after BCJ took Zoms off the board. And so XSET will move this now to 3 rounds, only 1 away from Sentinels. Money's starting to get low for them as well. Looks like Tens should be able to save this up, though. As I say that, Def is getting into a spot where it might get a little bit dangerous, and indeed will not be able to hold on to it. Big chase from XSET. They survive with 3 members. They allow no saves for Sentinels. Sentinels catch is starting to get a little bit dangerous, and it's a big chance for XSET to tie this thing up. Maybe even start pushing towards a lead, and for a map that they have not been so hot on with their old lineup. I mean, 3 losses in a row, haven't played it in 3 months. You're up against the Titans of Haven for the North American seed, and Sentinels, they're, you know, starting to establish their attacking side a little bit here. And they have, again, a great opportunity to tie things up as it's a very low buy for Sentinels.
Yeah, a little bit of a light buy coming through. Marshall in play for Sick. The operator has been passed over to Pure from the side of XSET. You mentioned it earlier. This little cyber cage much more successful. Now, but Sick finds 2 with the Marshall. Unbelievable. Def only able to find 1.
Insane.
And all of a sudden, Sentinels have actually brought this round to salvageable position. 3 situation. Shazam in the corner for 1. will eventually be traded by Pure,
Holy
but this is a 2v2 where BCJ's down to critical health
2v2?
already.
Yeah, it was the Sentinels going for kind of the gamble stack
God.
towards A because they were on low weapons. They just guessed right. XSET were looking to press it. Somehow Sick pops off 2 Marshall kills. There's a bit of a bait and switch play as well as they had Shazam tucked in the corner for a kill as well.
Oh, nice try.
But BCJ breaks it back open here with that frag. That might save the day. Now they're going to be able to bring the spike over to C site and plant. And Zoms is going to have to retake here. He probably will be able to find a fallen rifle. But again, he's still going to be in a tough 1v2 situation. And I don't know how he figures this one out, to be honest with you. It's going to be a really tough ask. But he's known to clutch a time or two in his career.
Well, he's found himself a Phantom, making his way over towards C garages for his attempt to find a point of ingress onto this C site. Problem is, XSET with 2 shock darts for BCJ are just going to clutch up off the time. So this will be made very difficult for Zoms because obviously no information on where exactly these players are, and it's taken just a little bit too long to read that this is a post-plant setup deep. BCJ, you have to figure that the shock darts are going to be on their way. Here comes at least the recon dart to start, and there's the double peek
really
together.
isn't anything you can do.
Spend the utility. BCJ will save that into the next round, and we'll go tied up at 4 apiece through 8.
Yeah, really good saving kill there from BCJ to bail them out of a bad situation when they were starting to get shut down the A side. He opened up a new avenue to get back over to C side and put Zoms in a very tough clutch position.
For the 2 months.
So they will
Yeah,
go
there's
ahead
nothing
and
he
tie
could have
things
done.
up
No,
off the
it's
back of
extremely
that,
tricky.
surviving
And
the
post-plant,
dangerous
it's
low
like
buy
you
of
have to
Sentinels.
push
Now they're
or
back
you
on
just
the
have to
full
hold
buy.
it
No
and try to
outs
get
time
exit
for Tins,
kills.
however, no outs in the field,
So-
period. So we are seeing Aaron set up for
Especially in a
that classic
situation like
kind of
that.
just long A default
Nearly
play, but they're
impossible,
also
I would
sending
say.
Zekin's flash to really put that pressure on long A early and force the defense backwards.
But this time Sentinels are going to push through long.
Yeah.
Even beyond that, you do have a shock dart that connected from Shazam. So now you're going to trust that if you're Sentinels, that Tens will just hold on to this position A lobby. Everybody else will rotate around the map, try to watch over towards C, and XSET are going to be really tested on this approach.
I can't, they probably don't realize just how deep Tens is pushed. They really put a lot of utility to try to deter this from happening. And it's really, again, allowed Sentinels to get that early rotation to really help Dapper out on the C side, who's doing a great job stalling.
Cyber Cage will keep him safe after being flashed. Trapwire also coming to play, but the Trailblazer connects on to Zoms, who actually now is the only Sentinels player to stay alive through the initial hit. Gravity Well going to be able to come through, stopping any defensive rotations. Aaron watching the lurking play. Going to find one for free. Also, the run it back has been denied, but Tens is able to make sure that 6 stays safe when he teleports back. The problem is it is still a 2v3 favoring XSET's post plant. Tens on the way through quickly, denied by Def, and it's just down to Sick, and inside this Nebula can do absolutely nothing. So XSET, after what, 4-1 start, that's 4 rounds in a row. They're up 5-4 for the first time.
Listen, if you're a fan of strategy, you need to study that round. XSET played that marvelously. They did such a great job knowing that, okay, they're probably rotating quick. We need to somehow find our way to break through.
It's
and
okay.
their method of doing so was Zekin using the Trailblazer to take Zoms off the board, force Dapper to still kind of be alone despite stalling with the cages for the rotation. And then on top of that, a beautiful grab well from Def to block 6, run it back, from being able to get into C site and break it back open. They reinforce so well on the post plant. That's going to give them that lead and again put Sentinels on a low buy.
Knives out early for Tens. He's used 4 of the 5. Trying to tag down one player through a lobby. So just stuck with the Soul Blade now all of a sudden. And Sentinels are very quickly going to recognize that, okay.
Yeah, there are 3 rounds of qualifiers and this is the second round.
Exactly. Over towards C, so we're going to try to reinforce this. But again, the problem here is that weapons are just so darn low.
Yes, yeah, and they have to be risky in a situation like this, right? You have to be willing to over-rotate and just take your chances because you know that you're down on the firepower. And so, yeah, when Tens gains this type of ground, you're going to want to chance those rotations a bit more. However, the Owl Drone will come in and tag Tens and force him back. He's getting hunted down by the Fury of BCJ, who does get the one tag, doesn't quite get the completion, but again, deters the pressure, probably causes a rotation.
Sova is actually super good.
With that Cosmic Divide to help lead the way.
The timing of this is so good from XSET. Pushing Tens off that position means that Sentinels had to re-wrap back over towards A, so there's no one on this C site, but they do have 100 Fury trying to stall this. Shazam would love to be able to capitalize on some damage, but comes up completely empty. Spike now making its way on, and Zekin looks like he's going to plant this one all the way back in towards the left corner. And Sentinels, they're going to be waiting for a moment to try to get this retake underway. Largely from this play from Dapper on the back, but it gets shut down. It's going to be a 3v5.
It's one of those things. They knew that when they shut Tins down, they put that much pressure on A, that with the low economy, Sentinels would be forced to respect it and rotate hard. And when they did that, they knew that they could expose C-Site, and they did so great with that Cosmic Divide, blocking off Garage and that Hall's access and just locking in the round. Looks like they might win it flawlessly. Let's say to no avail. It will be a big victory for XSET. With only 2 rounds left to go in this half, and despite the cold start,
who are you rooting for? Blue Chief, I'm rooting for XSET.
On this attacking side, exactly what you want on Haven. That's
I'm rooting for
the bread and butter
Sentinels.
for most teams on this map, is to get the heavy rounds on that attacking side. And XSET are starting to really piece that together, despite, you know, losing Pistol, you know, going down 0-3, going down 1-4. They've now won the last 4 rounds in a row. And again, they have a chance at a big half here if they keep this up.
And beyond that, just talk about the shutdown of Dapper, putting him into a much more tricky situation. I mean, initially, we talked about the fact that he was like 6-2 through 5 rounds. He's now 7-7, and a lot of that likely because XSET has been hitting from multiple angles with really good utility over the top of the C site. This time looking to get aggressive over towards A. Initial pressure on the Tens, forces him to dash away, but walks the flank from behind. There are 2 members from Sentinel trying to work behind this, but there are trap wires to keep them safe. XSET still, though, need to go, and they have found a way to get onto the safe site.
Indeed it has. Pure getting big entries, and they know all about this flank. Now they already have the 5-on-3. They can expend the extra personnel to keep tabs on that. Neural Theft does come in. That will be a bit of an aid. XSET will go ahead and just finish things off. A beautiful round, just kind of knowing what they were up against and winning some really key bouts, particularly Pure. 2 big entries to alleviate that pressure of the flank coming in from behind.
Beautifully
They've been
done
doing
by
a really
XSET.
Good job.
I'll admit.
Like when they hit A, of
you know, it's
limiting
crazy, chat. I used to be
what
like
initial
super biased, like extremely biased. I still am biased.
On his aggression,
I will always
or whether
cheer
that
for
be
Tyson and
trading efficiently on the side itself. It seems like they really have some well-orchestrated A attacks.
Or give credit where it's due.
Force buy situation for Sentinels weaponry-wise is not that bad, but one of the favorite things that I like about this overlay is the fact that you get to see who's purchased what when it comes to utility. Shazam in particular, no shock darts to play with. Pure going to get really aggressive onto Sick, able to find him, and the hot hands just came out too late. It was also a little bit too long. Dapper, though, playing for the backside of the C garage window, nearly a chance to blow up the play from behind, but cannot confirm any kills. And with that, the spike has made its way on, and BCG will plant.
Plant going down, so it's looking to strike pretty early here, though, and Dapper able to make some headway. BCJ quick to hold them off, though, and try to keep things even, but they're so low on health in some of their players, particularly Zek, and there is definitely a real shot here still for Sentinels, especially with the flank from Tins.
Regrowth for BCJ gets him back to full HP, though, so it's just Zekin who's low on health, but the big problem, like you mentioned, is Tens from this position in the back. Recon Dart will allow him to move pretty quickly through C-Long. Able to find one for free, but gets caught with the Cloudburst. Not going to find anything beyond that. Shazam trying to follow up, not able to either. Just down to Zombs, and the Blades will put him to bed. That is an immaculate back half of the first half, second quarter, I suppose, if you will, from XSET. They take 7 rounds in a row to win the half 8-4.
Yeah, they did a really good
Bestie
job,
forgot to
limiting the impact of some of these flanks that Sentinels had, as well as some of the aggression that Tins was putting out on the A side of the map, generally speaking. In those later rounds for sure. I think also they just had some really good coordination of their utility on some of these side hits, particularly some of their C attacks.
Forgot to defuse?
They did such a great job of making it very difficult for Dapper to stall them for long. And they had just a great read of the timing of the rotation. I mean, yeah, they had a cold start going down 1-4, but from that point forward, they
there a moment where it looked like it was going to happen, but it doesn't. And we will have a 6-6 score as we close out the first half. No. What? No.
Am I watching G2 playing Counter-Strike?
Good lord. Switching sides. I don't even know what to say.
But still, 5v4. Sentinels looking to get quickly over towards C, and Sick just pushes through the Cloudburst.
That's
Don't think that
so
XSET expected that really whatsoever,
embarrassing.
but Second trying to hold on to the site will find
my
one.
god. Even my fucking goal ass has never done that shit before.
Thinks he has a time
I can say that confidently.
Never expected Tens to be lurking behind, and Sentinels take the second pistol.
Big for them to keep
XSET no.
spiraling out of control.
You know, I've said some stupid shit though. I've told someone to defuse the bomb
in their favor in the first
even though we were
again,
attacking.
their attacking side is incredibly strong.
I'm pretty sure I've said something. I've said something stupid before, but I've never done anything.
Attacking side, and they are, honestly on quite the
yeah. I was on attack and I told someone, I was like, why aren't you defusing?
In this particular situation, they've won, I think.
And I was like, oh, and then he was like, what the fuck?
They won all their games in Iceland. They were great throughout just the last stage in general, so you know they're behind. Definitely don't count them out.
And thank you, Mr. Cheesy, for the sub.
Well, Shazam's going to clear off Sewer. That's going to allow an opportunity for Dapper.
Yeah, wait, why did he not defuse a bomb?
Maybe
We're
a chance
defending.
to
Yeah.
Site with a forward spy cam just to see what exactly is there. This is great from Sick. Aaron completely tagged down off the hot hand, still somehow stays alive. And honestly, just as good as it was for Sentinels, the fact that Aaron stays alive is actually big news for
they
XSET
were
overall.
going to go against 100
Also
Thieves.
worth mentioning that Sentinels averages
I thought they were
usually
going to as well.
around
Tyson
7 to 8
had told me that like a few days ago,
per
but
attacking half, unless they just get like a big 10-round defensive half or something. They don't even really have to play attack, you know what I mean? When they actually have to play an extended attacking side, they're usually able to get at least 7 rounds. So, again, they're still going to feel pretty good about things, but they are having some trouble here on this site right now. They're getting shut down by the low firepower, but Tens finally breaks it back open. The hero they needed comes through, saves the day, and now they should be able to take this.
If
that was
Tyson
scary for a second.
team wins, if Sentinels wins, and if 100 Thieves wins today, then tomorrow they play against each other.
But eventually the power will reign supreme.
Hello.
So second 1v3,
the sub, and
it's 2 rifles with the Spectre of Zombs
I love
to
you
get
Tyson
through.
thing again. It works.
Take 3 incredible shots.
It's gonna hurt your guys' ears. I'm just gonna be calm today. And thank you.
I'm just gonna look for late timing, see if maybe you can find an exit on someone leaving the site a bit late.
Yeah, that's about all he can really hope to do in this moment. That will put Sentinels to 6, 2 away from tying things up. SET is trying to go hunting here a little bit, try to bring some weapons down. Not gonna happen. Sick will find it. They'll survive with all 3 players. They'll keep 2 rifles that they put into play as well
don't want to see that.
To their bonus.
I love Peter and Tyson.
Now we might start seeing things normalize a bit strategically. I will say Dapper usually very good at just creating presence on A by himself, and he'll do it quite a lot as well as being that mid lurk. And also with this composition, Sentinels are very divey, right? I mean, they have, you know, Sick on the Phoenix, they have Tens on the Jet. They can really kind of use Shazam's utility as well as Zombs as stars to really just kind of propel those 2 forward to take, you know, either heavy map control or to just go for a site. They're a very explosive team. They got a lot of firepower.
Yeah, Eric, I am. I'm going to be streaming Rust tomorrow. I also haven't played Valorant in like a little bit, so maybe I should before I revert back to
looks like he wants to throw out early recon as well, just to confirm this information. Sentinels are by no means expecting to hit this anytime soon. Spike is still sitting mid-map, and Tens is the one who has this with the blades out.
Yeah,
so you
I'll be
expect him
playing
to go pretty quickly to the high ground here. As soon as he gets through B, just comes down to, will he actually get an angle for an elimination once he makes his way in?
No, I won't be playing Valorant today. I'm going to be doing KYEDAE Friday today with Tyson again.
Come in here and look to make moves. He's going to go ahead and plant it. He's going to play a retake from behind, but you see VCT step through the smoke, good for 1, but Dapper is very quick to trade, which is exactly what Sentinels want. They want to stay even man and just get into safe post plant. And
okay, Tyson.
And he completely clears off the C side of the map as well. So now Def is essentially by himself, completely isolated. No chance for Aaron really to help out from this position. It's just down to, I think, at this point, can you maybe find a couple isolated kills somewhere? But this is going to have to be down just to purely timing. Everyone seems to know that Def is on the left side of the map. And Aaron is forced just to back away and save. Another impressive round from Tens, and you know, they do it in a way that you wouldn't normally expect. It's just take care of the trap wire, let him save his utility, and that may have been the difference maker in the 2 kills that were off screen.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you're putting that much pressure up long C with your Sova like that, you're kind of forcing any additional resources you might have defending B to kind of have to come off of it and just kind of play more of that retake B setup. And so when you send Tens in there with daggers for the plant, and you have your smokes down on both the links, really all that they can do is either try to play post-plant 5v5 or try to challenge with the smokes, which is what they try to do, and they got caught. They got put back down to a 4-on-4 with Spike down. And then, you know, I think the biggest thing there is Sentinels didn't allow themselves to be pigeonholed into just playing post-plant from middle. They sent Tens through that C link, and when he gets those 2 kills, they had so much space available. Plus, they had such a, you know, just a big man count in their favor. And so that's a big bonus round victory. It forces the low buy now out of XSET.
So Lord ends this
game up now.
It's not bad at all. Not bad.
We said that before when it comes to the early stages of a half. This is where XSET was able to find their thrifty in the 4th round to make things more interesting in the first half. But Sick, with run it back, going to go very quickly. Flash coming out.
Guys,
but
remember being an observer is trickier than you
trying
might
to get maybe
think.
a little bit more information. They do see Second backing away. So Tan's on the site, working alongside Zombs, make sure they find some clearance. They do trade away Aaron, and then before that happens, you do have an opportunity to find Depth as well. Second trying to do what they can with the Sheriff on site, not going to find anything. and Sentinels once more will play.
We were joking, I think.
Pretty easy for them up against low firepower. Sick able to use to run it back. It's a very quick entry in the intel on Zekin's location. Had good smokes down, good spacing, and again, a lot of firepower to trade with as they will now come into this next round with looks like 4 players surviving. VCT getting wow. a recon vault there. Shazam will finish him off.
I feel like everything is wall bangable in this game. Chat.
Nicely.
Like every single wall is somehow wall bangable.
Gears turning here on their attacking side. Again,
and who the fuck figures some of this shit out? Like,
7 rounds on attack,
did you guys see that one Korean team on LAN? On this map, on A site, like there's like that killjoy ulti that you can press, and then he spammed into the corner,
that early pressure over sewers and long A, so kind of pivot
and it broke.
Pure will be here with the
new turn,
but is he really
and it broke
to take a fair shot
the killjoy ulti.
VCT has no Aldrone this
round. And I was fucking mind blown. Do they just go around shooting walls for hours trying to find out stuff? Yeah, in a
extremely hard, and he does find the weapon of Shazam, then eventually the body. Sick trying to move quickly. Pure trying to respond to this with a quick scope, not going to be able to, as Zekin will still hold the corner. Flashes are still making their way onto site, but Sentinels are not really strong behind this. Pure is able to find a second. Zekin in the corner, no one sees him. He doubles up, and Pure will find a third. Huge hold from XSET to keep things tight here in the late stages of the first map.
Obviously, accommodations had to go over to XSET for how they played that, but also look a little bit disjointed for Sentinels from what I'm used to seeing. Normally, when they attack at A site, they don't get free peeks away like that, and I feel like that's what kind of happened.
They do clamp onto your head a little bit tighter than
just gave a free op shot to Pure without any type of potential response. I feel like you gotta flash that corner if you're
going to come through. You guys are hearing the volume at a higher volume than I do. Like, I can adjust my own volume that I want to hear
at. Really good at just kind of having Tins dash in with a couple of cloud bursts to allow him to get in the center of the site and pivot from there.
For me, like,
they couldn't really do that either. They just got broken apart before they could really
so I like to keep it down.
set up their attack, and now
there's a lot of stuff
you can do to adjust. They're just
actually really nice.
Sending their owl drone through sewers, but the Trailblazer has cleared out
a lot of stuff. There's a lot of buttons.
So they're going to be able to start rotating to B, ready for this attack.
Def very aware that this could be a play. Calls for the Aldrin to come out just to help.
Beyond that, VCJ is also
here. Shock darts will come through, but Tens will stick for the plan. He'll get that off successfully and also exit, or can he? VCJ will find the instant elimination, but
thank you, Aaron, for the $20 paying for my ticket to this watch party.
Nebula could be there. Give him a chance to go for early bit of defuse. They also read Sick playing in the tight corner.
You were able to get the name KYEDAE for me, so
take down Dapper
that's more than enough payment.
Flash will come through. Cloudburst trying to keep this safe, but
Aaron
will not be stuck. Shazam has used both of his shock darts, though. Now it's just down to Ken. Sentinels actually fight this back 3v4. Shazam finds an elimination, trying to tie things up, but XSET, they continue to push on forward. Shazam gonna get tested by Pure. Able to find one elimination, but just stuck down to the classic, and XSET again able to break the back of Sentinels to go up 10-8.
Yeah, that just again shows you the difficulty of trying to play post plant B when all of your forces are forced out into middle or window. You don't have any other way. You're kind of pigeonholed through one choke point, and they were already a man down as well to add to it. And yeah, you might have a lot of utility to stall out the diffuse between the hot hands to shock darts and so on and so forth, but if you're getting whittled down and you're all forced one direction on the post plant, if any little thing goes wrong, you're basically just gonna get spiraled out. And that's kind of what XSET were able to accomplish there. Again, able to get a great read thanks to that Trailblazer. That kind of shut down any A presence Sentinels were hoping to have by getting that early Trailblazer through and kind of getting a good read of the situation and able to have that early rotation to B side to defend.
Huge round right here for Sentinels. Must win, I think a lot of people would kind of frame this one up as.
Done it again, too. Look at the trail. There's so much intel on that A side of the map. It allows Zekin to rotate. And again, it's going to be able to reinforce this B side again.
As a player.
Sentinels just all about this B site on this attacking half. Sick considering the plant. Leaves it. And uh-oh, what happened right there? They toggled the spike between two players. Def walks in for one. BCJ finds the second. Dapper trying to collect the spike tonight.
What?
Oh no! It's all gone wrong for Sentinels, and now it's a 5v2
for
XSET defense with steep control where the spike had been dropped.
Yeah, between the early intel of the Trailblazer on A side and the fact that BCJ had the Hunter's Fury available and felt no pressure and felt like he could easily pop it off onto the B site, Sentinels were really begging for a miracle to be able to get that spike down and actually be able to get some type of post-plant control, as XSET will just absolutely crush them here. Barely even lost health on any of their players in this round. They're going to go up to 11, no problem. And again, that just seemed like a really uninspired attack for Sentinels from what I'm used to seeing from their attacking side of Haven.
Yeah, Sick had it. It's normally Tyson that plants in that corner there, and then he dashes out, and then they play post plant.
But also a great job for next
but
get the early intel.
The communication was really off there. But that being said, it's because Sick, we were deciding if Sick
to plant, maybe wanted to get to an early post plant situation, but
this is weird.
I don't know.
I mean,
no, because when you
we
think
come
about
to
it,
expect concertos from Sentinels, and we just got
one
the cacophony like 2 rounds in a row.
Yeah, I think you have to, away. But that still makes no sense to me.
Look at Sentinels just being a little bit sloppy, just not quite up to par. But again, that's just 2 rounds. But the problem is they're running out of rounds to burn.
Yeah.
As the favorite coming into this, they're trying to get some intel on C with that owl drone.
Yeah,
doesn't really get
it doesn't make
with
sense,
the dart.
but I don't even know why he had
Def is going to spot them over here towards long shots on the recon vault as well.
Wow.
Shazam's just going to have to hope that this Hunter's Fury can pave away.
Clear some space for Tens to get onto site, but he gets completely trapped out by the Cypher utility. Def still on the site as well. VCJ throwing some darts from beyond, and oh my is right. Shazam does find a shock dart from the grave. Sentinels just down to Sick, and again, they, I won't say forced into this, they were able to full afford into this round, but they lose this one. This map could just very well be over. XSET holds strong again on map point.
XSET are just stuffing Sentinels, man. They're just doing such a great job. Def shut down every piece of utility that Sentinels were trying to use to open up an area on C site and get some intel. Also, Hunter's Fury doesn't land the mark.
They must have done their homework.
Run it back, shut down. I mean, just XSET crushing that attack from Sentinels. And now Sentinels have to do more with less. They have to win 4 in a row to force an OT. They're going to have to do so this round.
Welcome
with
back.
A couple of Spectres, a Sheriff, and just 2 rifles in play. And again, they have looked just really off the mark these last few rounds here.
Thank you, Saturn, for the sub.
Meanwhile, XSET look as polished as ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is only first map, but still.
Advanced position here from Pure.
Oh my
Def. Oh no. Timing could be incredible or terrible. Not like this. There will still be a follow-up. BCJ caught in a weird position, though. Has to fight off with at least one more player. And will be able to do so. Sick moving quickly. Doesn't expect Aaron to be there. Backs away. Able to keep their life. And Dapper finds 2.
Huge.
Nice.
Absolutely massive.
Right there. It was very much a back and forth until those 2 kills from Dapper. It could really have gone either way. Sick able to escape and heal thanks to Dapper. And now they have man advantage. They have the C site under control. They're bringing Spike in. Zekin trying to see if he can find a timing maybe through the smoke with Pure, but Zons has such a great angle here at the double stack.
Gravity wall comes through.
Nice.
And that will be enough. Sick off the plant. Comes around the corner, finds a double. And Sentinels not only stay alive, they've got some weapons now to start working with to potentially talk about the word tiebreaker situation.
Move KYEDAE Friday back if Sentinels have to play KCP later? Yeah, honestly, I might have to. It might be a late night cooking stream.
3 run rounds ahead of them to be able to get the job done. So definitely overtime is still very much in the cards.
We'll take a look at the score.
But the XSET have, still that 3-round lead. They still have full rifles coming to this round. They still have the operator for Pure, and they've shown these last few rounds that they are more than good enough to contend here defensively, as we are seeing Sentinels put some pressure on Pure here at long A, finally pushing his op off of a forward angle. Owl Drone will come in, allowing Sick to take a little bit of control towards Sewers. It should spot Zekin. Oh, no, it doesn't spot Zekin. It's Def takes it out, and so they may not know about that. That could be a huge snake in the grass for XSET to disrupt this attack.
It's a 3-man stack here for XSET.
Yes.
They've seen the operator, and they've seen a rifle. They're not going to expect a third, and they still will be without that information. Now they're going to know that there is a Trailblazer in play, so there should be some information here for Sentinels that, yes, there very likely are 3 members here for XSET over towards the A site, but still 4v5, you really can't use that information for a quick rotate.
They also have no control anywhere else yet, right? They're still at the back of middle. Zoms is just starting to get over towards long C area. They're going to be able to probably get some barrage control here, as that's been left a little bit open. The Owl Drone from BCJ is going to spot this threat, dart, and really kind of stall it out a little bit here. So, yeah, they're a man up, and they're slowing down the progress of Sentinels all across the map. They're very spread out. They're going to have to try to go for the C-split with Tens' daggers, hope he can just make a play.
Sees where BCJ is. Able to sidestep just in touch. BCJ trying to hold their life. Knows that imminent threats are all over the place. Shock dart comes through. Aaron on towards the site. Able to find 10 through the nebula. BCJ does get traded. Spike, though. Not gonna be fully committed. Pure walking back out of the site, finds one with the operator, gets a second, and Dapper nowhere to go. XSET steal away the Sentinels map pick and strike first.
That was Sentinels map pick, by the way, chat.